Welcome back to Under the Rainbow, the show that is I should really explain why I talk like this, and well, I have autism, and Imaginami will be founded by autism. And would you care to let me explain if I show you my quirks of my autism? Okay, so anyway. My autism quirks are: I have broken speech, in case you didn't see. I repeat words, like you could see. I'm forgetful because I forget lots of stuff. And I script out most of my characters' adventures, which you might see in the future when we open up the animation studio. And sometimes I have sensory overload. Like, for instance, when I'm stressed or when my mom yells at me, I always have songs playing in my head that I'm trying to make them stop singing. And sometimes they tell me what to do, but I don't listen to them. So, you know what keeps my mind off all the sensory overload and junk? Books and drawing. Which I will start with reading a book I like to call Zuri Ray Tries Ballet, written by Tammy Charles and illustrated by Sharon Sordo. Zuri Wag was her average kid. She loved trying new things, extraordinary things, anything but ordinary things like snorkeling with Mom, science experiments with Dad, ghost hunting with her big sister Remy, and their pup Sherlock Hound. Zuri especially loved trying anything new with Jessie Colan, her BFFD, that's best friend from diapers, in case you didn't know. Zuri and Jessie took turns choosing activities, and they always thought each other's ideas were super cool, but then ballet camp happened. A whole week of it. On the way to their first class, Jessie promised it will be fabulous, darling. It's pronounced darling. Dad agreed. Don't worry, just be yourself. Zuri felt nervous, but she was ready for the challenge. Welcome, class. Places, please. Sorry, got something in my teeth. I will demonstrate the 5 basic positions Madame Adelaide said. Zuri tried to be prim like Jessie, and she tried to be proper like the other ballet dancers, but her arms and legs had their own plans. In the second class, Madame Adelaide said, "Today we'll learn pirouettes." Jessie twirled in perfect circles, with perfect pointed fingers and toes. But there was something fabulous or darling about Zuri's pirouette. That night, during dinner, Zuri could barely eat. When Mom said, "How was ballet?" Zuri almost cried. Instead, she announced, "I quit!" "Why?" Remy asked. "It's too hard for me," Zuri replied. "You know what Dad says, when the going gets tough, the rays get tougher," Zuri whispered and smiled. Zuri was a ray. She was brave. She would try again. The third class didn't go well at all. "Is something wrong?" Madame Adelaide asked her after class. "I'm having a midlife crisis," Zuri cried. "I really tried to be like ballet, but this outfit, this hair, and I don't move like the other kids." "You don't have to move or look like everyone else to be a dancer. Remember, dancing is all about imagination, which is Imaginami." "Really?" "Absolutely," Madame Adelaide asked, And for the first time all week, Zuri was excited. Back at home, Zuri was on a mission. She threw open her dress-up trunk and looked for something that screamed, "I like me, I like this!" Too scary, too hot, too fancy. I think she looks good. Ah, perfect. Between you and me, I think Zuri looks good like this. That could be good character design. Is that in my head? Zuri trotted into class the next day feeling brand new. "That's not how ballerina dresses," Jessie said. "Don't worry," Zuri whispered. "Dancing is all about imagination. And so is drawing, which I will get to in a little bit later." And, spoiler alert, it's going to be a remake of the last drawing, but I'll probably tell you guys that in a bit later. Anyway, Madame Adelaide lined everyone up for the grand jeté. I can't really pronounce that word, so I'm just going to say jeté. Students leaped across the room with pointed fingers and pointed toes. Zuri wondered where the fun was in that. Goal! Some students gulped, some students clapped, but not Jessie. "See, nice form, less shouting," Madame Adelaide said, smiling. "Sorry," Zuri said. The next move was a chasse, or chassee. I don't really know. Anyway, the students swished and glided across the floor, but Zuri thought her chasse could use some zing. Step, cross, kick! It was Zuri's best move yet, but some students gasped and some students cheered. Madame Adelaide was impressed. Jessie couldn't hold it in anymore. "There's no soccer in ballet!" Madame Adelaide paused the music. "Both soccer and ballet, they require focus, technique, and dedication," she explained. Then Madame Adelaide played a faster song. "How about we end class with something extraordinary? Let's dance in our own special way. A leaping twirl here, a flying kick there. Happy dancing students everywhere." Everyone agreed it was the best ballet class ever. Jessie apologized. "I'm sorry I got so upset, Zuri. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you that I didn't like ballet," Zuri said. "We don't always have to like the same things, but we can always find a way to make them fun. Together!" Look at that, they're hugging. After their final ballet class, Jessie said, "It's your turn to pick next week's adventure. What do you want to try?" Zuri thought really hard. "Oh, I've got an amazing idea," Jessie nodded. "I can make that work." The following week, it was time for art class. Zuri threw open her dress-up trunk and looked for something that screamed, "I like me, I like this!" Even Charlotte Helen played along. Too spiky, too heavy, too sparkly. Ah, perfect. Zuri will make an artist that was Frida Kahlo proud. I think I also like her in this style too. Like a biker girl, which would be good for the Toy Kids franchise. But the Toy Kids is unimportant right now. Anyway, Zuri waited for Jessie to arrive. She dreamed of all the masterpieces they would create. Ding dong, coming! Zuri rushed to the door. "Jessie, isn't it our class this week?" "Yep, and we're blasting off in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this, Zuri!" Oh, the end. Man, it's getting really hard to find an ending when you know it's really the end. You know, I might make Zuriway a full Imaginami series soon, and maybe some of the other books I've gotten. Well, except for this one, The Princess and the Pony, because that's already been adapted, but that's on another thing. Okay. What else was I gonna do today? Oh, right, the drawing. And like I said earlier, the drawing is gonna be a remake of the last one. This one does not count as a drawing. It is just a test run because I got the wrong kind of markers. Okay, let's try this again. Orange, black, purple, pink. For those of you who like ASMR, this is the ASMRist point in the movie. Good enough. And lastly, brown. Now we got all the colors. Let's get started. Okay, let's just dance in a happy little circle-ish. Oh, I think the problem is that I need to let the marker dry for a bit, and then get to the rest of the drawing. But right now, let's do her hair. Okay, and now we just wait for that to dry, and we can get to her shirt. And just so you know, this might be a little bit boring to you, but it's part of the process. I don't really draw that fast, which might be also part of my autism. I draw a lot better on the computer though, but this isn't my computer, this is my sketch pad. Yeah, this is drawn enough. Right enough. Now let's do her shirt. This time a little thinner, so I can fit her arms. And now we wait for the pink to dry, and we can get to our purple. A purple. And let's get to her sleeves. Remember, this is a world you get to make and break the rules. And now for her belly, which gotta check if the brown is dry. And now we do the black for her ears and face. And there are her panda ears. And wait, gotta make sure that it's dry. Maybe next time I'll do pencil. And now we wait for all this to dry so we can color it in. I should also add her markings as well. But I gotta wait for the orange to dry first. If you think this video is getting a little too long, you should obviously see the 16-hour videos. You people dig those kind of videos, but it's just all repeating stuff. These, on the other hand, are a little more on the relaxing area. And as you can see, my director and cameraman is shaking her leg in impatience. I mean, I too am a little impatient when it comes to things that I really want, but they don't come. So what do? Distract myself. I'm outlining her hair. you know, the show gets a lot of views, I might put like an actual rainbow prop to make it look like under the rainbow. I am noticing how the black is clashing with the orange. That's what happens when you color in with marker. And if you don't let it dry. And while I wait for it to dry, I might read another book. Unless the guideline says only one book per episode. But I don't want to bore you. So I might, and while I wait for that to dry, I might read another book. Yeah, one book per episode. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't want to bore the audience. And marker drawing takes a long time to dry. Well, how am I going to entertain you? Well, if Mom hands me the little sock monkey, I could entertain you while the paint. No. Well, I'm waiting for it to dry. What do you want me to do? You should really tell me before I continue, because I'm waiting for the marker to dry so I don't get it everywhere.
To the bottom.
Okay. Well, I could get started with the browns. You know, there's one trailer from Disney that I'm afraid of. If that's okay if I like to talk about it while I'm drawing. There's this trailer for one of their movies, Chicken Little. And it scared me, and it still scares me to this day. It features Chicken Little running up to you, screaming, and it scares me. And he stops by hitting his face on the camera. He's saying, "Run!" And it scares me. And it just scares me. Like, it just gets louder. Kind of like sensory overload thingy. You know? The marker might get splashed. You know? And I'm gonna get to the pink. Pinky winky. Crayola should really make their pinks a little more or neon-ish, like this marker right here. The I Imagine washable marker. Crayola should do something like this for their pinks. Well, I mean, they do for the washable ones, like this one, but it's not a good shade. I only go for the good shades of pink. Pink for my pink characters, like Penelope Pig. or Bonnie Big Kitty, or any of my other pink characters. I mean, Iris, the purple goddess of imagination, is both purple and pink, which is striped, and kind of looks like Cheshire Cat. I might draw her in the future when I get a bigger sketch pad. Because, you know, Iris is so big. As big as your imagination. You know, Imaginami has a lot of advertising mascots that I have planned when we make the store. I have Pepper Panda and the Imagimals, Tyler and Natalie and the Imagifairies, Sadie Bear and her family, and the Imagination Cat. But that's my rogues gallery of mascots I have planned for the future. And I want to know which one you like best. Pepper Panda, Tyler and Natalie, Sadie Bear, or the Imagination Cat. And now I gotta wait for the stuff to dry. Because there is a lot of wet stuff. And as you can see from the splotches, Savannah. Oh, let's do this day. And now, Ruby's name. And I'm done. What do you think? Way better than the last one from the first video. Well, that concludes today's episode of Run of the Rainbow. See ya.